of the Xcluded, comprising several social movements and trade unions, is planning to protest during the State of the Nation address on Thursday. They also plan to protest during the Finance Minister's budget speech, saying the anti-poor budgets are destroying the working class and poor communities. Linda Mnisi is there and he joins us now. You're standing by to speak to Joseph Matunjwa of AMCU, Linda, in terms of why it was important that they join this call.
Yes, he had quite strong views around, today's press briefing, but particularly, the proposed, items by this organization in terms of what exactly needs to happen going forward. They're calling this the year of mass action, and as you would have heard in that bite that we played earlier on, saying that when the president delivers his State of the Nation address, they will in fact be, protesting. Even when the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwane, delivers his State of the Nation address, they will be protesting. They've outlined quite a number of demands today to do, including an end to budget cuts, which they say are anti-poor because they do not really support the working class. And as you've mentioned, I'm joined now by AMCU's Joseph Matunjwa, who'll talk to us about the importance of this initiative. Mr. Matunjwa, you had strong views around, why you shouldn't be protesting or demonstrating, going back to the same person who caused these problems.
I mean, at the end of the day, we've got how many years in this dispensation? It's about 30 years. What has changed? The black child is still standing on the robot begging. Our mothers are still begging. I mean, nothing tangible that has changed. We are from frying pan to the fire. So how can you then expect that, in future there will be changes? We don't have power. I mean, people are dying in the hospital because of the load shedding. And then those who cannot afford private hospital, are lying. I'm talking about 2 weeks ago, apparently, in Witbank, one of the patients died on the benches in the reception area. So, the poor service delivery that we are experiencing in this country is appalling, really.
This organization says that they've been protesting even as far back as 2020. Why would protesting make sense this year? Why would it be the go-to thing if it previously did not yield the desired results?
You can see all over the country everyone is protesting because that's the only thing that we know. Hence, I was saying we have to amend the constitution of this country. The president or the cabinet or ministers or mayors, whoever, should be elected by the people. The government must be close to the people. It shouldn't be a party, a winner takes all. It cannot be, because at the end of the day, you will be You will be supporting your party in the expense of the nation. But if the government or the president is elected by us as people of South Africa, his allegiance will be more with the people. Electoral system has to change. We've been saying this as AMCO even before it becoming fashionable. Amendments of the constitution is paramount important. These rights that are destroying this country has to be addressed. Look at the crime. Look how vulnerable the police are in South Africa. Look how poorly are they paid. So then you are saying the civil servant must give us a service while they are poorly paid. The police must run at night chasing the criminal, having no rights to protect themselves. No, this constitution has to be amended urgently in order to reset this country and bring law and order in this country. We cannot have more right than the state. The state must have more right at the end of the day.
One of the demands that are outlined here in this press briefing is of ending load shedding and fixing Eskom. And we know that right now the mining endeavor is currently happening in Cape Town. And my colleague was reporting earlier that the president is calling for the mining industry to come together and work together really in investing in the mining sector in South Africa, but also most importantly working in fixing the energy crisis in South Africa. You've had quite strong views around, the issue around coal in South Africa.
this Eskom issue is a self-inflicted problem by the state. The state does not need a private sector to fix Eskom. It needs themselves to put their house in order. I mean, you know, Eskom is a heritage of South Africa. I mean, if you remember, was Dr. Who, Hendrik van der, or Mr. Bale, Hendrik van der Bale, who was the engineer who came with Eskom. In 1923, we are the second city in the world to have a street light. And this is not even a legacy, it's a heritage. Eskom is not meant to make profit. Eskom is meant to service us. So to come up with this narrative that we need a private sector, I mean, to save Eskom, I don't find it, because all these SOEs are meant to service the poor of the poorest in the country. It's because our leaders are so compromised, because at the other hand, they want the renewable energy. They even take $8.5 billion in order to shut down the mines. How can you be borrowed a loan to commit suicide on the economy? At the end of the day, the same European countries are the one who is asking the same coal. How many people have been killed by traveling to Richards Bay to take coal? We only contribute about 1% in carbon emission in the world globally. So why are we so in the rush to chase, I mean, the renewable energy in the expense of the livelihood of the South Africans? Why?
All right, I want to thank you so much for your time. That's Joseph Matunja from Xcluded giving us his reaction and his take around what is currently unfolding ahead, of course, of the State of the Nation address. But they're also saying that this year will be a year of mass action, and the entire February will be dedicated to mass education, to conscientizing the communities around the current state of our nation. They're saying that, in fact, people need to know, and the government needs to be aware of the current crisis that has befallen on South Africans, and that what will happen next will be another round of the July unrest, and that needs to be addressed through, of course, the issues that they've outlined.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that report.